Hey, good evening, guys and gals. Welcome to the Infinite Crypto YouTube channel, the Infinite Crypto Nation. Good to see you guys tonight. Man, tonight I am fired up. You are going to not want to miss what I have to say today. I am excited to be talking about a new token, but before we get into that, I want to say thank you very much to everybody that joined Twitter, that joined the Telegram, and that gave me some suggestions in the last video. Maybe it was 2 videos ago. I said that I really wanted to create a family, a community here at Infinite Crypto. And I mentioned, like Chico Crypto has got Chico's Army, Cowboys of Crypto has his Cowboys and his Cowboy Saloon, and several other ones called their communities different things. And I wanted to do that, and I came up with Infinite Crypto Nation. But it's not going to be permanent. Something about that just doesn't ring to me like a long-term name, and so I'm doing a $100 giveaway. Anybody, when you're done watching this video, go down into the comments section, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, go down into the comments section and comment what you think a name for our family, for our community would be. I've already got some great ones. There's a few at the top of the list, and but I'm definitely looking for some more. Folks, before we really get into the deep dive on the token today, and this is an exciting token, I think it can do even better than the Manifold Finance token that I promoted not too long ago that was at $8 and is now today at 64 bucks. I just pulled it up on CoinGecko and it's $64. But something on my heart that I got to talk about first is freedom. If you go look in the description of this video, it says here at Infinite Crypto, freedom is our war cry. And man, that's some serious stuff. I take that serious. A lot of people, I get given a hard time sometimes by my family and people that are close to me that don't really know my heart. And even though they're close to me, they don't understand my thought process because they're just not winning in life when it really comes down to it. They're not losers by any means. They got good jobs. They're supporting their families, but they just ain't winning in life, and they don't understand my drive for freedom. Folks, it's not about money. It's about freedom. Freedom to do what you want to do, your choices. I want to tell you what, a lot of people say, well, money isn't everything. Well, usually they're broke when they tell you that. I got a hero out there in my life, a guy named Ed Milet, that I'm looking forward to meeting and being friends with one day. But I love how he says this. He says, I've been happy poor and I've been happy rich. And rich is much better. But it's not because of the cars and the houses and that kind of stuff. It's because of the choices you can make. How many of you out there have to drop your kids off at daycare in the morning and they're hanging out with some stranger, some person that you don't even hardly know is raising your kids? How many of you, if something came up and one of your family members got sick and they could get cured, but nobody's got the money to pay for the operation? What happens if your mom gets sick and you can't afford to bring her into your home and provide the treatment and stuff that she needs and you could be there with her during those last 6 months or year or 2 of her life, that you can't be there with her to take care of her because you got to go get a job? What happens when you got kids that are getting ready to go into college and you can't help them finance their college? Money and wanting lots of it is not a bad thing, folks. It ain't being greedy. It's being practical. On an airplane, they tell you, hey, if something's happening with the airplane, it's getting ready to go down, put on your own oxygen mask first before you try to help the person next to you. Right now, you need to help yourself. Yeah, I get emotional about this subject because I've seen too many people struggling through life, living paycheck to paycheck, frustrated, not knowing what they can do to change their situation. And I'm telling you, folks, you can change your situation right now with cryptocurrency. I am not a financial advisor. I don't have my securities license. I'm just a guy that created financial independence in my life with cryptocurrency, and I want to help as many people do that as possible, and that's why this channel exists. And I'm telling you, folks, there's no guarantee, but right now, you have an opportunity, I believe, and I'm planning for it, and I'm acting as if this next 3 months of this cryptocurrency market is going to be able to change your life if you take it serious and you do what you need to do, you sacrifice right now so that you can get your money invested into some good tokens, into some good projects, and you may not have to wait 2 to 5 years like I did. I've been in this thing for 4 years, and for 3 plus of it, it was pretty miserable. I went through the worst bear market that crypto'd ever seen. Right now, you have an opportunity, if you take this serious, to get some money into this market and potentially change your life by the end of the year or close to it. What does that look like? Well, if you're sitting there watching this video and you say, well, that's great, Brad, I think crypto is going to go up, but I ain't got any money. Well, you got to quit saying that. Number one thing, don't ever say, I can't afford it. You got to say, how can I afford it? Turn on those juices. If you say, I can't afford it, your mind, your subconscious mind agrees with you and it tells you all the reasons you can't afford it. If you say, how can I afford it? Your subconscious mind will go to work for you. It'll start figuring out ways that you can afford it. Right now, I'm getting ready to sell a couple of vehicles, mostly because I don't use them all that much, but it's also because I think that the $5,000, $6,000 that I can sell them for, they're older vehicles, nothing special. I think I can turn that $5,000 or $6,000 that I can sell them for into $50,000, maybe $100,000 by the end of the year. I want to buy myself a Lexus CL500 convertible. And isn't it crazy to think that I can sell 2 old cars for $5,000 today and potentially turn that into the money to pay cash for that car that I want in 3 or 4 months? Folks, I'm telling you, the opportunity is immense. Now, don't go sell the car that you got to go to work with. You got to have transportation. Don't go sell your car that you're going to work with and say, well, Brad from Infinite Crypto said I ought to sell my car and invest in cryptocurrency. No, that's not what I'm saying. But if you got an extra car, a car that's just kind of sitting there not doing a whole lot, or if you got stuff sitting in the garage that you can sell, do a garage sale. And I tell you what, if you're serious about financial freedom and you're working hard and you got enough money just to pay your bills and you don't have a whole lot extra, get a second job. Yeah, it sucks, I know, but I was just talking to a guy on a live stream a couple of days ago, and all of my mentors always told me, hey, Brad, you make a living from 9 to 5. You make your fortune from 5 till bedtime. Basically, so whenever you get off work, what you do between work and bedtime is going to have a massive impact on your long-term success, especially in your finances. Right now is not the time to kick back on the couch with a beer and watch American Idol after work. Right now is the time to get on your computer, watch these videos and others, educate yourself, and figure out how can you make some extra money if you need to. Get a second job. Restaurants right now are hiring like crazy. Nobody wants to work here in America because of the unemployment. You get a job in 2 seconds flat if you got any ambition and you're sharp at all. Go do some Ubering. Right now, I have friends that are making $20, $30 an hour at Uber. And think about this. If you're making $20 an hour at Uber, but that's going to go up by 10 or 20 or 50 times over the next handful of months, you can be actually figuring more like you're making $200 to $500 an hour right now, working part-time, doing Ubering and that kind of stuff. So, folks, I'll get off my soapbox here, but this is important stuff. That's why this channel exists. And I love giving you guys picks. I do, and I'm going to give you guys a heck of a token here in a minute. And I love that part. But I promise you, I can give you token after token after token after token, and if you don't get your mind right and program it for success, quit making excuses as to why you aren't where you want to be and figure out what to do to get there, all of the picks in the world are going to do you no good. You guys have all heard the horror stories of people that won the lottery, sports athletes and musicians, bands and stuff that have gone broke, that have made tens and hundreds of millions. What makes you think if you take 5 or 10 grand right now and turn it into $1 million over the next couple of months, that that's going to really change your life sustainably long term, and that 5 or 10 years from now, you're still going to have it? In order to keep it, you gotta work on yourself. I don't remember if it was Abraham Lincoln or Thomas Jefferson, but one of those kinds of guys once said that if I had 5 hours to chop down a tree with an axe, I would spend 4 hours sharpening the axe and 1 hour chopping down the tree. And folks, what they meant by that was they would spend 4 hours working on themselves, working on their brain, working on their mind, getting it into the right place, and 1 hour actually going out and doing the work. So with that, folks, right now, you are in what I believe is going to be an amazing, amazing position. Bitcoin is going to run up, I believe, in my opinion, no crystal ball here, it is going to run up to 100,000 plus by the end of the year. We're going to see 5-figure Ethereum, and we're going to see altcoins that go up by 20, 50, 100, 1,000x. In one of my last videos, I talked about how NEO, Ant shares back at the time, was 20 cents back in February of 2017. If you'd have just bought $500 worth of it in the beginning of January 18, it went up to $196. $500 would have turned into about 490,000. So right now is the time, folks. I'm going to shut up. I already been 10 minutes talking about this stuff, but this stuff is important. And I believe that if you really have good intentions and really want to have wealth for the right reasons, you want to be able to help other people, you want to be able to give more to your church or to whatever cause is important to you, you want to have nice things for yourself and for your kids and be able to help people, that this type of stuff is important to you too. If you're just sitting there saying, shut up, Brad, and tell me about the token, then you probably aren't in the right mindset yet. But I appreciate you still being here, and I am going to give you the token. So, folks, with that, let's get into it and go over here and get onto the screen that I want to be on here. So today we're going to talk about, we are going to talk about Wault Finance, decentralized finance protocol. And the first thing that I want to do real fast is I want to go over here to CoinGecko, and a cute little story. Hopefully you guys don't mind me telling you about it, but my wife, her birthday is this coming Wednesday, and she wanted this pair of cowboy boots. So I was doing some Googling and doing some research. I'd never heard of this company, and then I thought it was kind of funny. Tonight I brought up this website, and here it is. This is the name of the boot maker, and then get this, the boot that she wants, the very first boot that you see there is the boot that she wants, and it pulls right up there so that I can buy it for her if I want to. So it's not a huge surprise to her. I did get her this pair of boots. Most of the time she usually gets what she wants for her birthdays and that kind of stuff. I couldn't surprise her because I wasn't exactly sure what size and the width and all of that stuff that she had to kind of go through. So she knows they're coming, so I could go ahead and show this in the video. But I just thought it was crazy, you know, in this day and age, you can't do anything without them advertising it to you and showing it off to you. So right now the Wault token, WAULTX, is sitting at under a penny. It's about 8.8 tenths of a cent. And I know that a lot of people out there love these cheap tokens because they think that they have massive potential. A lot of times a $100 token can have more potential than a 0.8 of a cent token. It's all about how many tokens they have all in all. Like Bitcoin only has 21 million tokens, which is one of the reasons that it's such a high price, where this token here has a max supply of 1 billion tokens. Circulating supply right now is 765 million. But one of the things I love about this Wault Finance platform is that it's sitting at about a going on $7 million market cap. But I actually have been invested in this token now for several months. And back when it first launched and when everything was going fantastic, you can see here on May 10th, it was almost 19 and a half cents. It's down 95% right now from its all-time high. Two things that I want to say about that. Number one, when you invest in these tokens, this is why I tell you to be so careful and to not go all in, because as you saw during that correction, during the middle of May through the middle to end of July, this went down 95%. where Bitcoin, even at its worst, only dropped down about 50%. Ethereum around 50%. Most of the top 25 or top 50 coins only dropped around 50-60%, where this dropped down 95%. But the great thing about that, the all-time low was 0.00075. So right now it's slightly above that. But I believe that this was a great time for this video for two reasons. Number one, it doesn't have much room to go down. I think it's hit its bottom, and I think that it's found its support and that it's on its way back up. So this is an amazing time to go ahead and grab some. But I don't want you to buy WAULTX just because I think that it's got a long ways to go price-wise. I do think it's going to get back up to its all-time high and higher. But the second reason that I am very, very excited about it is because one of the things that Wault Finance offers, and I'm going to go over here. This is if you're on their main page here and you click this launch app, it takes you to this next page that I want to show you guys. So two things that I like, it's on the BCS and the Polygon network, but you can, it's got an exchange, you can swap tokens. So just like a pancake swap or something like that, you can go in and, you know, type in USDC if you want to swap some USDC, and then pick, like right now, if you wanted to pick, let's look and see exactly what it's showing WAULTX at. So WAULTX here, and let's just type in 1. So right now, yep, pretty close, a little bit less than on CoinGecko. Right now, 8.7 cents. So let's just do, let's say you had $500 that you wanted to throw into this. 56,000 tokens. And I'm going to recommend, if you do decide to invest with this token, that you want to get about 100,000 tokens minimum. And I will show you why. Now, if you can't afford to get 100,000 tokens, it's okay. I would still recommend that you do your own due diligence, and if you decide that you agree with what I'm saying here, you still buy some, even if you can only buy 5,000 or 10,000 or 20,000 and slowly work your way up. But 100,000 tokens right now would cost you $894. And the reason that one of the reasons that I decided to do this video right now was because I'm super excited about their Launchpad. They have the Waultpad. This Launchpad, they actually launch tokens. And one of the things that I love about the Wault Launchpad is that they're rug pull proof. The LP tokens are locked for at least a year. So they're rug pull proof for at least 12 months. You don't got to worry about the liquidity disappearing and you're just stuck holding a bag of tokens that are totally worthless. So this token right here launched, I believe it was on Monday or Tuesday. I was actually able to go in and get an allocation. So they have 4 tiers. 100,000 tokens would have gotten you $100 worth of this token, the RA token. 200,000 would have gotten you $200. 400,000, you get a bonus allocation. You actually got $500 worth of the token, or been able to buy $500 worth of the token. And then the top tier is their diamond tier, takes 1 million tokens. But the diamond tier, if you can see it here, got $1,500. So instead of 10 allocations, or 10 times 100 being $1,000 worth, they got 15 times. So they actually were able to invest $1,500. I bought my $200 worth of tokens. It was either Monday or Tuesday, but Monday morning at 8 a.m., I got my $200 worth of tokens. I bought my allocation. It launched to the public at 8 a.m. on Tuesday, and I was able to sell that allocation within about 10 or 15 minutes for $450. So I picked up $150. At the time that I bought my 200,000 tokens, it cost me, they were a little bit higher. They were just over a penny. So I spent a little over $2,000 to buy my 200,000 tokens, but I already got 150 of that back. That's 7.5% just on the one token sale. And what's even more exciting is this token did not launch as well as I'd hoped it would. This token here, which I just missed out on, this token here launched on August 31st. And it hit, from what I understand, somewhere between 6 and 9x. But let's just say, let's round it down to 5x just to be totally safe. So if you would have owned 200,000 tokens, you would have gotten $168 worth. We'll call it 70 instead of 69 for easy math. So 2 shares would have been worth 140. 140 times 5 is $700. So if I would have been invested in this token a little bit sooner, I would have made $700 minus my $200 investment. So I'd have made $500 profit on that sale. And I would have made $150 in profit on this sale. So I'd already have $650 back of my $2,000, a little over $2,000 original investment. And then the next time they do a sale, I'm going to get in on it too. So as you own this token for longer and longer, even if it doesn't appreciate financially, like it just sticks it around, around a penny for some reason, I'm wrong, it doesn't go back up to 5 or 10 or 20 cents, you're still going to be making money as they launch these new projects. The other thing that I love about it, let me see if I can pop over here if I've got it pulled up. Yeah, my wallet's connected. Let's see if it's still connected. I want to show you this locked staking feature. When you buy this token, in order to get in on the IDOs that they do and get in on those launches, you have to lock it into this contract here, this locked staking for 30 days. 30 days is not all that long. I don't mind locking up a token for 30 days. I don't want to lock one up for 90 days or 180 days or a year, because if it does go running up to 20 cents, I want to have the ability to do some selling and get some of that capital gains. But 30 days at a time is not bad. So this one right here, I've got it locked up right now until October 18th. Once it's locked in there, you're part of the snapshot. You get whitelisted, and this is all you have to do in order to get whitelisted and be able to get an allocation. And then get this, they're going to pay you 18% while it's locked. So here is this. Oh, my wallet's not connected. Let's see if it'll pop in here. Ah, come on. I've had a feeling it might do that. Give me 1 second here, folks. Every once in a while it makes me do this. I got to clear off my browser data, click back here to this, and let's refresh it. Sorry, this is going to be a long video, folks. Not too long, hopefully. I'm going to try to get done with this, because you guys got to do your own research anyway. So here we go. Now my wallet's connected, and there, boom. You can see I've got 200,000 staked, but I've already earned 1,380 in Wault, and I've had them staked for less than 30 days. If I keep re-upping my stake every 30 days, and I keep them staked for a whole year, I'm going to earn 40,000 of them, roughly. It was a little over 20%. It's down to 18%. So 36,000 of them over the course of a year, and I haven't even started compounding them yet. I can claim this 1,380, add it to my staked balance, and be getting the 18% on it. So while you have it locked up, you're earning a pretty nice interest rate on it. That's one reason I love it. Second reason I love it is because it's at basically its all-time low, and I believe it's got a ton of room to run. And then number 3, I'm always talking about ICOs and how to get into some of these projects early. You know, Star Atlas launched a few weeks ago to a 500x. Imagine that you had bought $100 worth of it, and it goes 500x. I can't even do that math. I think it's 50 grand. But that's rare. That's few and far between, but it's not uncommon at all for these things to go 5, 10, 15, 20x. And once again, back to the beginning of this video, when Bitcoin is running and Ethereum is running, these ICOs can launch to some crazy, crazy numbers. So, folks, I'm going to let you guys do the rest of the due diligence. I think I gave you enough to give you a pretty good idea of whether or not this is something that you really want to look at and put your own money into. Once again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is just what I'm doing. I always recommend that you do your own due diligence. Take responsibility. My mentor, the guy that got me into crypto, always forced me to make my own decisions. He always said, hey, Brad, I am not going to be responsible for your success or your failure. If you invest in a token and it loses you money, that's on you. If you invest in a token and it makes you money, that's on you. Yeah, I'm happy to be able to help and to point you in the right direction. But the end of the day, when you're a millionaire, when you've got your financial freedom, I'm going to appreciate you saying, man, I'm glad that I met Brad Varnell in Infinite Crypto, but I don't want the credit. That's going to be your credit. You did the work. You put in the time, you invested the money, and you deserve the accolades. Let me get back over here to full screen so I can wrap this up. And folks, I really appreciate all of you that have made it this far. I hope that you have a fantastic Monday. This video is probably going to be coming out about 11 o'clock in the morning. Or wait, tomorrow's Sunday, so I guess it'll be Sunday. And you guys will be able to watch this, you know, while you know, compete a little bit with some of your football and stuff. But man, I'm excited about the way things are going with this channel. I want to say once again, thank you so much for you guys' support. All of you that are coming in and making the nice comments and telling me that you really appreciate me. It means the world to me. It really does. And with that, folks, I didn't say too much about liking the video and subscribing to the video and commenting all that stuff, but that's number one. Number one, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, you know, real fast. I always say everything real fast. Let me show you one other thing real quick here, guys. For those of you that are new to the channel, I want to show you, I've talked about manifold finance. This was one of the latest videos that I did. When I recorded the video about less than 2 weeks ago, this token was $8. It's now $64. A $1,000 investment would be worth $8,000 in less than 2 weeks. Metis was another video that I did in less than 2 weeks ago. When I recorded that video, it was at $11. I actually heard about it at 7. By the time I got the video out, it was 11. It's sitting at about 40, and it was up as high as 50. So, folks, I'm not saying that all of my picks are going to do that kind of gains by any means, but I'm trying to find stuff that can give you some life-changing wealth without you having to put in a ton of money. Throw $500 at something, and if it goes up by 10x and turns into $5,000, that's pretty substantial. If you hold it for a little bit longer, it goes up to, you know, 100x, and you turn 500 into 50,000. You can definitely do some life-changing stuff with that. So, folks, please subscribe to the channel, share this on your socials, and then last but not least, join the Telegram channel and hit my Twitter. In order to get some of these ICOs and pre-sales into the community, which is one of my goals, I need a big Twitter following or a bigger Twitter following because the project owners look at that kind of stuff. And my Telegram channel is designed for us to all be able to talk back and forth. I get a lot of questions in the comments section of these videos, and I try to reply to them as best as I can, but I can't really share links. I can't share photos. If you get into my Infinite Crypto Nation Telegram channel, links for all of that will be in the description of the video. You can become part of the family, and we can really all help each other win that much faster. So with that, folks, I am excited to record the next video tomorrow. Get ready to see 3 or 4 more videos coming rapid fire over the next few days. And with that, thanks. Have a great weekend. Hope your football team wins tomorrow. God bless. Bye-bye.